Hey guys, Michael here. I hope that you're all doing well today. Welcome back to the SFO Ikit campaign. I do want to point out, for anybody who missed that first episode, this is of course the most recent update of SFO entitled Rise of the Rat, which makes a number of changes, particularly to the Skaven faction. Now, we did find out in that first episode that Ikit has probably not changed as much as maybe some of the others have. We do, of course, see that the Forbidden Workshop has changed a little bit, particularly in terms of the cost of doing some of these things, and in particular in terms of the food cost. And I'm sure we'll figure out a few other changes to Ikit specifically as we move forward as well. But the main thing that I did want to point out, of course, is that the technology tree for the Skaven has completely revolutionized, and I'm looking forward to kind of working my way through that and finding all the nuances of the changes to that. But anyway, yeah, so the other thing is, of course, that SFO does talk about having kind of rebalanced things, and it's supposed to be better balanced. So we do know that Ikit is a very strong legendary lord in vanilla. Let's find out whether or not he is quite as strong in SFO, but so far so good. We have kind of followed the typical Ikit pathway here of taking Tabaro and moving our way down here towards Magritta. However, I'll talk about that in just a second. A couple quick notes that I wanted to make. Number one, for those curious, I don't think I've ever come right out and said this before, but usually when I start a new campaign on this channel, I just go ahead and do the first two episodes together, back to back, and then I just kind of move it into the rotation. So I certainly haven't abandoned the other campaigns that are going on in the channel, in case anybody is wondering why there's two of these in a row. I do plan on basically just continuing the rotation. I just have a tendency, for whatever reason, to do two episodes back to back whenever I start a new one. Then the other thing that I wanted to mention is that I did introduce a couple of mods. Now, nothing functional. I don't want to run any risk that we're going to have some problems with compatibility with SFO, which we know changes a lot of things functionally. But I did introduce a couple of cosmetic mods, and one of them is like really minor things, like the chevrons here on the. It's hard to tell right now because we don't have any gold or silver. But yeah, the gold and silver are a little bit, particularly the gold, is easier to distinguish from the bronze chevrons here. I think that, I forget what it's called exactly, enhanced experience icons or something like that. But the big one that that I now find very hard to live without is the heraldry mod. And yeah, you can't really tell quite as much here with Ikit's banner, but you can definitely tell here with Estalia's banner. You can see that that is certainly much different and, quite frankly, much more gorgeous than it is in vanilla. And I just love this mod. I think, you know, some changes are quite profound, some of them are quite subtle, but the attention to detail I just really love in this particular mod. And it's good because it reminds us of just how gorgeous this game is, and it really is. And I like to stop and appreciate that every once in a while. You know, for all the complaining that I do, and I think a lot of us do, about some of the flaws in this game, there's a lot of things that it really does get right, and it really does nail the theme of Warhammer quite well. But anyway, enough of that kind of talk. Let's go ahead and start getting back into the action here. So I, of course, am going to do an end turn. We're in ambush stance, but we only have a 45% chance here. My hope is that they come out and they attack us, because I would rather fight this army and this garrison separately. We are not strong enough to attack both of them together. I know it looks like it's only a size 13 garrison, but because we are using these SFO settings to make the campaign much more challenging, and also to extend the challenging nature of the campaign until much later than it is by, you know, in normal campaigns. Anyway, yeah, we're doing these stronger garrisons, and I have found out from past experience that it really makes a profound effect when you're attacking a settlement. It really buffs those units an awful lot. So anyway, as mentioned, we're going to go ahead, start with an end turn. I think I've already checked my diplomacy, and I've already done everything from a building construction perspective. So yeah, let's just go ahead and jump right into it. And while this intern is finishing up, my apologies, I forgot to do one more thing. I even made a note of it here to remember to talk about it and to actually do it here right away. Okay, Estalia is obviously not falling for it, so they're not coming towards us. That's fine. We'll figure something out. I may lay siege to them and try to, you know, attrit them down a little bit, maybe. I don't know. We'll think about it. But so yeah, the thing that I forgot to do is it has been requested to change the name of these Warplock Jezzails, and we want to change them to Ikit's Useful Troop Soldiers, I believe it is. Oh no, I'm so sorry, it doesn't fit. We have a limited amount of space here that we can do. So what we're going to do, we're just going to, sorry about that, the delete key that I used to delete those letters is also the key that triggers my reshade, in case you were wondering what that was all about. Okay, so anyway, yeah, unfortunately, Ikit's Useful Troop Soldiers won't fit, so we're just going to go with Useful Troop Soldiers. But I should have mentioned that if anybody does have any name requests, please do feel free to make those requests in the comments. All right, so let's go ahead then and figure out what we're going to do. We do have this army that we can bring down. Probably want to do one more turn of recruiting. We could just... From a food standpoint, we're doing fine with food. We're doing okay with money. I could just continue to raid and hide and recruit. But if we wanted... Let's take a look here at Estalia. And overall, see, this is the problem. They're almost as strong as we are. If I do decide...
Science, sorcery, death.
To lay siege here, I'm almost forced to go ahead and make the attack because they will probably counter-attack here. All right, let's maybe do this. First of all, obviously, we can't do any regiments of renown. How do we feel about a bunch of crappy Skaven units plus a couple of good Skaven units fighting against this garrison? This could be kind of interesting. This could be kind of interesting. First things first, do we have enough movement to do it? We do. Do we have enough movement to make... Yes, we have enough movement to actually attack that general, and that would mean fighting in a field battle, which I would far prefer doing to fighting against the walled city. So here's what we're going to do.
Master Engineer.
We're going to move you to here. I don't know whether you're close enough to join the fight if I do this or not, because I won't be attacking the city itself. I will be attacking the army outside the city. Let's try it. Let's go ahead and see what happens here. If I attack that army, will he retreat or will he fight? He will fight. Very good. This is what we want, and we are going to get ourselves a field battle. I think it's worth spending a little bit of food. It's only 3 food per menace below use. So let's go ahead and do that. This would be such a huge victory for us if we can win this. So I'm willing to spend some food on it. And then we're going to go ahead and do this. Alright, well, as expected, our reinforcing army is not coming in. Their reinforcements are going to come in right here. The question is, since they're coming in through the trees here, how do we want to deal with this? Normally, I'd kind of like ambush, or not ambushing exactly, but being right on top of them when they come in, particularly since there's mortar and ranged units there. However, Their melee infantry is probably better than most of our melee infantry, or at least we're not dominant. Still, I think that's probably what we're going to want to do. So we're going to get Ikit's useful troop soldiers here firing right away at the enemy lord right here. These rattling guns, if he decides to come towards us, they'll get involved. Probably also use the Doom Flayers here. All of you all, we're going to set up over here. And we're just going to... We're going to just try to overwhelm them when they first come in. Now, Ikit Claw, you yourself can be over here, and we'll go ahead and get Balaquint. We'll get him in here. He can get involved up here. All of this, you all can move forward a little bit. There we go. All right. Anyway, we should be able to take care of that enemy lord here pretty quickly. We can already see the way that SFO, for whatever reason, I think at least some of you have already expressed that you agree with me, do not love that AI lords start out at level 5, particularly when we have gone through the trouble of reducing our own experience, but whatever, you know, we'll live with it. Okay, now we have 6 Menace Belows, and I do want to get all of you all up here. I just want to be able to bog them down. Balaquint as well. Alright, and then what's going on over here? Ikit, let's get you closer. This is very interesting that he has chosen to just stand there. Not sure what that's all about. Alright, you two can start shooting, obviously. Ikit, shoot as well. Okay, why are you two not shooting? Why are you not shooting? He was in range, you idiots. What is going on? You're on fire at will. I tell you to shoot at the enemy lord. At least Ikit Claw, I understand why he's not shooting, but this is crazy. Here, lure them close enough that the rattling guns can shoot. Are you guys going to shoot? Thank you. Okay, there we go. That's more like it. Okay, meanwhile, what are we looking at over here? 11 seconds. If we can finish this guy off here in the next few seconds, that would be wunderbar. Okay, there we go. That's looking good. Now all of you can come over this way. Ikit as well. And let's get the Warplock Jezzails over here. Alright, here we go. Coming in. Oh, I didn't move some of you all. I thought there you go. Just get in on them. Nope, this is fine. This is fine. Balaquint, let's go. First of all, let's go ahead and do some Menace Belows. And of course, I do need to remember that I've got the nuke. I'm not going to need it for this battle. At least I shouldn't. All right, over here, how are we doing? Let's make sure that you two are fighting something useful. Swordsman is fine. Let's bring the Doom Flayers around the flank. Don't really know what I'm going to do yet with the rattling guns and the Warplock Jezzails. Let's go ahead and just use our magic as much as possible here. I should try to find... There's the mortars right there. Those mortars hopefully are not able to fire.
Guide us onward.
Okay, let's go ahead and hit those swordsmen from the flank. What is this? This is speed. This reduces our armor, but increases our damage. That's probably going to be something that we want to do anyway. It does, never mind, causes damage to self. Don't want to do it. All right, Balaquint here, you are taking a little bit of damage. And we can hear the mortars actually firing. That's not at all what we want to hear. We need to finish off those mortars as quickly as possible. how we doing over here? Broken, that's what we want to see. Go ahead and regroup. And you all, including you, can now go ahead and charge in on those crossbowmen. Okay, that was Ikit Claw casting his spell. You can also do this. This is affects enemies in range. This will be disruptive at least. Okay, over here, are we... I think we're doing okay. Kind of up and down the line here, we are doing okay. Some of you don't appear to be actually fighting, though. Need to rectify that. Oh, we're out of Winds of Magic. Okay, that's fine. I think I overdid it on the Menace Belows, but that's fine also. I would rather overdo it than underdo it. Okay. Overall here, I think this is actually going quite well. Shouldn't take too much longer at this point, I think. Yeah, they're evaporating. Now, they are, of course, going to survive, and we're still going to have to attack the city, but if there's not very many of them left, we might even be able to just get away with doing an auto-resolve. Alrighty, well, can't complain too much about the results there, other than we didn't really do nearly enough damage to the garrison for me to feel like I could auto-resolve the taking of the city itself, so we're just going to have to go ahead and fight that battle manually as well. But that's fine. I think what we're going to do here... I don't really need the food, do I? I'm already at 82%. Yeah, actually, if I'm going to occupy it, I'm going to burn through food. Alright, in that case, let's take the food.
Scryer consumes you.
Okay. Scroll of Blast. Plus a targeting range of plus 10% for spells. That's very good. We will definitely make good use of that. And we didn't get any ranks. That's disappointing. But not surprising. Okay, let's go ahead then and carry on. It does say decisive victory. Obviously, we could auto-resolve it. We would not lose any units. However, as most of you are aware, I don't like to do auto-resolves except in the most ridiculously one-sided of battles. And even though this might look one-sided, we will definitely suffer some casualties fighting this. So, anyway, let's go ahead and do it. Alright, what we have to do, obviously, is play to our strengths, which in this case is numbers. So let's start deployment. We do definitely have greater numbers than they do. So we're just going to basically fan out. Like I said, we're going to accept the fact that we're going to suffer casualties. It's fine. Probably don't necessarily want these Skaven slaves to even get involved, but I'll throw them over here just to draw some of the enemy soldiers over there. And then the rattling guns aren't going to be able to do very much at all initially. Warplock Jezzails probably won't either. And the Doom Flayers, we will hold off until a gate is down. We will attack the gates with Ikit. But the first thing that we're going to do is take these 10 melee infantry and start climbing them up the walls. So, start battle, climb up the walls. Oh, I thought for sure we would need to be spread out a lot more than that. My mistake, okay. That's fine. And Ikit, like I said, Ikit needs to get up here attacking the... Oh, it's not going to let him attack. Does he not have Siege Attacker? Does the Doomflayer have Siege Attacker? No, who has Siege Attacker? Why were we allowed... Why were we allowed to launch this attack if we don't have Siege Attacker? That's kind of strange. Alright, well, it's fine.
None up, stupid seers! Murder, death, kill devices at the ready!
Come, friends! Pretend it is the head of a gargoyle masterpiece!
Keep your heads down, men! They're casting spells! Brace yourselves! Spread out!
It's absolutely fine, no problem whatsoever. Let's go ahead and drop. Actually, no, let's go ahead and move these guys away. No reason to even worry about that over there. Alright, the menace below here, we're going to drop it behind the crossbows. And we'll get them running up there attacking those crossbowmen from behind.
Attack! Charge!
And Ikit.
Ikit claw!
Yeah, we cannot attack. Oh, yes we can. I just had to switch to melee. That's interesting. It didn't default to allowing me. Oh, I wonder if that's always the case for missile lords, ranged lords, and I just never noticed it before. Alright, this is obviously looking very, very bad indeed. We are taking tons and tons of damage with our clan rats, but you know that's going to happen. They're clan rats. Ikit. I don't know, can I cast this on, looks like I should be able to cast it on a unit on the walls. What are you idiots doing? What on earth are these idiots doing? They are... I mean, this is a problem, CA. I have no idea what half of my units are doing whenever I fight walled city battles. They just don't ever do anything sensible. Alright, let's go ahead and maybe... How are we doing on that gate? Well, we actually had the gate almost halfway down. But it's not going to matter because we're going to be able to take the gatehouse right here. Let's go ahead and get you all attacking over here. And how are we doing here? Slowly taking... Why are we not even taking that gatehouse? That control point right there. You should be able to get in here. This doesn't even look like it's flipping. Why is the gatehouse not flipping? My goodness, game, what is going on here? All right, let's get all of you all forward. There we go. Now we can see it changing. Okay. All right, this is looking ugly over here. You, however, you can bog them down. Are you guys climbing? You are, but you're not quite up far enough yet. Over here, we're losing on the walls pretty much everywhere. But we now have this gatehouse. Okay. Let's go ahead and get the doom wheels in. Let's get the rattling guns. Let's get you over here. Let's get the rattling guns up here. And maybe in here for now. The Warplock Jezzails. Right there. Okay, Ikit. Let's go ahead and take these next control points. Actually, let's do this. Let's drop this right on top of those halberdiers. And Balaquint. You can... Never mind, I don't want to damage my own units there. Let's go ahead and attack in on those halberdiers. Let's get you taking that control point. You all are taking your sweet time, so never mind. Ikit, you should be able to hold your own right here, and you can also just blast those crossbowmen. And you can also blast those guys. And I could always use the nuke if we need to, but we should not need to. Let's go ahead and bring you inside. Ikit, you're still doing just fine right here. We have no more menace belows. Oh, the Doom Flares. Let's get the Doom Flares involved. Actually, you all can charge those pikemen right there. Plow through those pikemen that are preoccupied with the clan rats. These rattling guns are climbing up. These clan rat spears, let's try to get them inside. Alright, Ikit Claw can do another blast here. He's going to hit himself, but it's okay. He'll do a lot more damage to them. And the Doom Flayers, meanwhile, we should have these folks just about broken. Apparently not, though. Get up there on those mortars. Take out those mortars. You all need to take out those pikemen. You take out these mortars. Okay. That should certainly take care of them. Right here, they're down to 15, but they're still steady. That's an example of the buffs that the garrisons get in this mod with the stronger garrisons. Let's try to bring you in through the gate. Okay, these rattling guns have taken a lot of damage. Why is that? And you're not even positioned where I asked you to go. These rattling guns are very slowly climbing. Okay, these Warplock Jezzails, I want you all to get set up over here. You all try to get in here. Okay. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and disrupt all of these folks. And then while they're disrupted, we can also just drop a bit of a bombardment on their heads. Okay, meanwhile, we still haven't taken care of those pikemen, huh? We did take care of the mortars. Let's take that control point. You know what? Never mind. Charge those pikemen from behind. Balaquint, you get forward here. They're shaken at least. Okay, you all, these rattling guns appear to be in melee combat with these swordsmen. That's absolutely not what we want. Rattling guns. Try to run away at this point. I don't know what to do. You're so ineffective pathfinding in walled city battles. It's a severe handicap. Okay, let's just position you right there. That should be fine. Okay, this is good. This is looking fine. This is looking fine. We see a lot of shattered here. We want to take that control point. Take this control point. Somewhere, somebody is still fighting. Right there. Oh, nope, right here as well. Okay, let's blast over here. And then let's shoot those pikemen. This should just about take care of it, I would hope. I've lost a victory point, huh? But I took that one. That's the important thing. Let's get up here and... Okay, crossbowmen. Let's hit those crossbowmen with the Doom Flayers. Okay, Ikit, you're not firing for some reason. But they're all broken right there. Okay, I have to think that those crossbowmen are their last remaining unit. So let's start moving up here. Let's just do what we can right here and see if this ends the battle. Eager, huh? It's pretty crazy. Nope, they've got a unit over here as well. Okay, Ikit, your job is to come over here. Your job is to come over and help him. You're heading up that way, that's fine. You all are chasing them. Oh, nope, they've got more units over here now. Who is this? These are pikemen. That's fine. Alright, let's start to get our Warplock Jezzails moving up, I suppose. Ikit, how are you doing? Ikit, you need to fire on them, please. Okay, these crossbowmen up here are broken. That's what we expected. Let's now hit these swordsmen. Right here, these crossbowmen are about to go down. They have gone down. Let's get those crossbowmen next. Ikit, can you... Okay, never mind. It's fine. Apparently he can't shoot over a barricade. Alright, why are they not... Right there. For some reason, there's a... This pikeman unit has not broken yet, but I think that's their last. You can actually stay right there, that's fine. These towers are continuing to do damage to us. That's unfortunate. There we go. Victory! At last. Wow, tedious. Alright, so the pathfinding, of course, is in a walled city battle, as always, is just an absolute nightmare. However, I mean, part of that was pathfinding, but part of it was I didn't fight that particularly effectively. We did lose one unit that I care about. I don't care about it a ton, but I would have rather not have lost those clan rats with shields. But we did wipe out the enemy garrison. We have a decision to make, however, which is, do we want to occupy or not? I'm leaning towards yes. Although we don't have enough food to occupy it at as high of a tier as I would like to. The question, though, is if we do occupy it and they counterattack, are we going to be able to defend it? And I'm not positive about what the answer is, but we're going to find out. We're going to go ahead and occupy it at tier 2. That's going to burn through our food very, very quickly indeed. We will have to find other ways to get food. But it's fine. Now, here's the question, is our garrison is obviously extremely weak. The question is whether it'll be strong. No, I don't. Yeah, I guess I can go ahead and level to borrow up. All right, so how do we feel? And we're not even getting replenishment. Oh my goodness.
I refuse.
And he's size 20 now. Yeah, he's actually stronger than we are. That may have been a mistake to occupy.
My plan scheme's always best.
You are going to need to go in channeling stance. You can reinforce an attack
Scurry, move.
if it comes. Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll do the best we can. Income and iron, not really a priority, quite frankly. What we need to prioritize, I think, more than anything is food. Or maybe control. Yeah, let's prioritize control. Yeah, food is definitely going to be a big issue here. At least Ikit got himself another rank. We're going to give him Ancient Cunning. Standardized firing drill, okay. Terrifying Mask of E, we'll go ahead and give this to our Warlock Engineer. It's fine, and an Enchanted Shield. We are going to give this to Balaquint as well. Ancillaries, nothing. Okay. Alright. We're going to find out. One huge concern, of course, is that I believe the game still does not allow you to put weapons teams on walls. So if they do attack us, we're not even going to be able to use our best units on the walls to shoot down at them. So obviously that would be a huge disaster for us. But we'll see what happens.
Here's
they may not attack us. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. There's just nothing. I mean, obviously we can try to do recruiting, but we're not going to have any units actually recruited in time. What we could do
Fight me. You die.
is recruit some slingers for now. And meanwhile, if I put you in march stance, you cannot get there in one turn. Really, one turn is all we have to last. If we can last one turn, I'm not too worried about it.
Machinations.
At that point, we'll be in okay shape. We have to last that long. But since he cannot reach in one turn, we're just going to go ahead and keep recruiting then. It's fine. It is helping our public order here. We've got all these buildings built. And we're doing the food generation, so that's what we want as well. And we've turned off our collect income here. Let's go ahead and turn it back on here. That'll help. We're still in positive public order now. We're going to be getting enough food to at least not drop any lower. Okay. Research available. We'll go ahead and do Ruthless Plans. That increases our reinforcement range. I like that. And then we'll also do Ferocious Plans. That's definitely different right there. Experience gained for units plus 25% when fighting against rebels. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and check out our diplomacy. We'll have to decide what we're going to do about Morgur. Do we want to play nice with him, or do we want to treat him as just another enemy? We'll decide that a little bit later. We don't need to decide that right now, unless he declares war on us, which I'm assuming he's not likely to do that. He is a potential trade partner. Estalia, how close are they to peace? There's nothing we can do to balance that offer. Okay, we're just going to have to take their best punch here, assuming that they come back.
Not likely.
He's 18. I don't know. This could be really, really interesting. Really interesting indeed if they do decide to attack us. But we're about to find out, because I don't think there's anything else I need to do before we do our end turn. So, yeah. Let's go ahead and cross our fingers.
Ikit, most traveled rat of Skryre.
All right.
Nothing surprising.
Let's see what
me.
Morgur wants. They want us to pay them for non-aggression pact. That's not going to happen. I might be willing to consider a non-aggression pact, but I'm not going to pay them for it. And I don't think Ikit would. Alright. Okay, he did not attack. He's mustering a second army, though. But we survived for one turn. Reinforcement range, okay. Scheme of Doom, okay. Attrition. Why are we suffering attrition? Why are we suffering attrition? High Chaos Corruption. No, it's because of Morgur. Alright, whatever. We can end it by going into encampment stance. Now, we lost track of him, so he's obviously in ambush stance. But we now are looking stronger. Our garrison looks better. Most of our units are still not getting any reinforcements.
Engineer of Skryre.
Or, I'm sorry, any replenishment. Why are we suffering so badly from replenishment?
Test subjects.
I do not know. Alright, that's a mystery, but in any case, he didn't attack us last turn. I think it's extremely unlikely that he'll attack us this turn.
Horned rat agrees.
Now, what we can do, we've got 8 units here that can be used to fortify Ikit. So I think we will go ahead and do that. If I move to here, I will still be in our territory, but I will also be suffering attrition. In fact, we're always going to be suffering attrition right now. Unless, okay, that just convinced me that we do want to wipe out Morgur, because I do not want to have constant attrition moving around in my own territory. But we're going to have to live with it for one turn. So what we're going to do, I guess actually I don't have to. I can go in tunneling stance, and that saves us from attrition. So we'll go in tunneling stance to here. And next turn we can get close enough to merge these armies together, get these good units into Ikit army, get some of the very badly depleted ones out, and we'll figure out what to do at that point. And then Medable, you...
That will work.
I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with him. See, if he stays right here, this army that's hidden could actually come over here and attack him, and that would pull us out from behind the walls, and I do not want that to happen.
Engineer,
So instead, what we're going to do is we're actually going to retreat with him just far enough away that he's not within reinforcement range. So now, if he does get attacked, he can just retreat, and he's on his own if for some reason I miscalculate and he gets pulled into a battle, but at least it's not going to pull this garrison and this army out from behind the walls. We want them to stay behind the walls. Meanwhile, you can come down and like I said, we can merge armies next turn. Now, our public order here is a little bit in slightly better shape. We do have 14 turns remaining of provincial instability. That will slowly go down. And you are losing 4 per turn, but we can live with that. You are giving us food right now. We're up into the 60s. I think we want to continue to do food. We are 4 turns away from being able to level up to tier 3 there. Let's go ahead and take a look at our rights. This is the Warlock Engineer hero. I would like to get I forget now what it's called. What the laboratory or whatever is called that you can. I want to call it maybe a Warlock laboratory as opposed to the Forbidden Workshop. Yeah, I think it's called a Warlock laboratory that you can build. And what we want to do, I think we can afford to go ahead and do this right now. But we want to move him up and actually do this in a city that we have no immediate plans to take. So that means probably coming like way up here somewhere. So let's just generally start heading in that direction. We also have the benefit then of getting a little scouting done while we do it. However, he is expensive. He's costing us 248 gold per turn. Wow, look at how far he is able to move. Holy cow, and that's even with the reduced movement range that we have. Or does SFO not affect movement range? I guess it doesn't affect heroes. No, it's agents also. Yeah, that's weird. I'm amazed that he was able to move that far in 1 turn, even with that reduced. Ooh, hello. Hello, Morgur. I had no idea that you were right there. Did you? All my worrying about Estalia, and I didn't need to because Morgur already took care of them. Okay. Well, that's good to know. Well, in that case, heck, I don't even care about.
Warlock Engineer.
I mean, it's okay that I've moved these armies down here, but suddenly there's actually no real threat to worry about. Okay, so that actually means I could move you in. I don't care if you suffer a little bit of attrition right now. We'll get you moving over in this direction and get some Winds of Magic built up since you are a spellcaster. Okay.
Master Engineer.
Yeah, so basically now that means Morgur is going to take Nuja, leaving our province incomplete. And unfortunately, look at that, plus 21. He's personally causing so much of this chaos corruption. That's quite frustrating. And he's also going to block us from being able to finishing off the province. Yeah, we'll have to. What I may do with Morgur, because he's probably stronger than we are. Well, he's about even with us. What I may do with him is wait until he himself goes up this way, and then we'll do a surprise attack on Montanus, which is his capital, his Herdstone, and just kind of play it by ear from that point. But we'll see. Not ready to do it just yet. And then from a settlement standpoint, there's nothing we need to do. We'll check our diplomacy. And I believe we have time to do one more intern here. We do need technology here. Okay, let's go ahead and research ferocious plans, I suppose. It's only a single turn. 3 turns for this. Our research rate jumped way up. Why is that? I thought we reduced our research rate as well. So why is it so high? I do not know. It's another mystery I have to try to figure out. Along with the movement mystery. Could be a bug as well. You know, the SFO did just get updated and there are almost certainly bugs in it right now. Let me just double check, make sure there's no... Yeah, we don't have any of the barracks buildings built yet, so we can't do any of the What are they called? Forget now what they're called. They're called chieftains. We can't do any chieftains yet. Okay, garrison lord not moved. Nope, we're going to stay where we are. All right, let's go ahead and do an intern. As expected, Morgur took care of Estalia. However, okay, there we go. At least he didn't occupy it. I guess he couldn't. I guess it is... I guess his herdstone is actually up there at Bilbali. Okay. That's fine. Okay. Here's the question. Is he still in this province? Yes, he is. But I presume he will be leaving soon. Let's just take a look here. Yeah, it's actually deteriorating right now. If I knew where he was, I would even be halfway considering attacking him. But we don't know where he is. So we won't. We do need to figure out how we're going to do replenishing, though. This is nonsense. This not being able to get any replenishment. This is why in the first episode I did say that this, where is it? Health replenishment minus 10%. It's the mildest setting that you can choose where you're reducing the casualty replenishment rate, and it's already so crippling that you see crazy things like this where we're 3 turns into having occupied a new settlement and we're still not getting any 0 replenishment. And like I said, the technology... Oh, I guess there is... Oh, yeah, no, our technology is at minus 25%. And yet our research rate is 110, and I don't know why. What do we do that's boosting our tech? I have no idea. All right, anyway, it is what it is. Driven by Hunger is pretty good. Hit and Run is pretty good. This is a little bit less useful. We'll do it eventually. I think entrance, rat force generated, slave force. Maybe I want to get started on this. Undercity is 10 turns. Yeah, let's go ahead and get started on this. I'm kind of curious to start getting our rat force built up. Okay. So Ikit, since he's not getting any replenishment, that means we're going to take...
Listen to me.
We're going to take Anjuk here.
Take power. Horned prophet.
And we're going to give Ikit these 8 units, and we're going to take from Ikit those 8 units, I suppose. We'll keep the slingers for now in Ikit army. We'll get rid of them as soon as we have something better to give them. Okay, now we're suffering massive attrition here. And there's not really anything we can do about it right now, but
Move when more
it's okay. In time, we'll figure out a way to get them replenished. Meanwhile, Ikit looking much better. Just need to get a little bit of replenishment on these 3 units, and we'll be good to go. And now Medable, you probably at this point if we get you into Skaven Blight here, at least you won't be suffering any attrition. In fact, you'll get a tiny little bit of replenishment. And soon we'll be in good shape to start recruiting in some weapons teams units. We need to be tier 3 here in order to be able to build the... Where is it? This right here, the weapon burrow. This is what is going to allow us to recruit Rattling guns, at least. We're going to have to be tier 4 before we can do the Warplock Jezzails, but the Rattling guns, it'll be very nice to be able to start recruiting those. I'm not crazy about Warp Grinders. I do not see recruiting very many of those. Okay, I think this is probably an okay place to wrap things up here. I'm finally getting a little bit of positive public order here, although that would end if I started collecting income. So I'm not going to do it just yet. We don't desperately need that income. Ikit Claw, you're going to stay there for the moment. You're providing a lot of public order benefit. Diplomacy-wise, we need to be very careful. Oh, okay. I was just going to say, we need to be very careful because these guys could actually declare war on us, but they won't if we do a non-aggression pact. I just don't think we want to do a non-aggression pact with them. I really don't. Okay. Yeah, we're going to go to war with them as soon as we can because that chaos corruption is driving me crazy. All right, I think, like I said, that'll be an okay place to go ahead and wrap up this episode. And yeah, if you have any thoughts, feel free to share them in the comments below. And so far, so good. It's a little bit touch and go. I was a little bit worried there briefly that Estalia was going to counterattack, but obviously Morgur took care of that for us. We do need to decide what we're going to do over here about Tilia. Do we want to let Aranessa finish them off, or do we want to get involved in the war over here? They're pretty weak at this point. We could actually probably get some...
Ignore my crew.
Join war against Tilia. We could probably
I usually sail with
get some
but father
tiny little bit of money, but we'll get some relations with Aranessa if we join the war against Tilia. Let's do it. Okay. All right. So we're now at war with Tilia, but it probably isn't going to matter because Skavenblight, obviously strong enough to defend itself. We're going to have this army in there as well. If they actually do want to attack us, that's fine. It'll make the campaign a little bit more interesting, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think they have their hands full with Aranessa. All right, anyway, we're going to go ahead and leave it at that. We are going to obviously try to wreak havoc on the Bretonnians after we take care of our little neighborhood down here. So we will look forward to doing that in the future, but in any case, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next episode.